Let's do Slack.
Also, yeah, so this direct decision. How are you? Thank you for your time. My colleagues, and my colleagues, all the way from Port Hart. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. You've
No, I was mistaken it with Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Similar, very similar.
Okay.
Similar landscapes
Okay.
and climate.
Okay, Scotland.
So on a clear day, on a nice day, blue sky, we can see each other across the water. So we're very closely affiliated with each other.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your time today. We look forward in the future, perhaps, to welcoming you to Ireland, to welcoming you to our capital, Dublin. We think there are some interesting opportunities to collaborate with one another. I think there are some areas from your background and your stellar career which will be of interest to you, especially around the education space, which, as you know, is something very dear to the heart of Irish people and, of course, to the people of Nigeria also. And indeed, in your own state, as you know, the Irish missionaries made a special contribution in the area of education in rivers and right across this country. And that continues today, that our education is a very important focus for our country. And that has, I suppose, helped us to achieve the economic success that we have, particularly in the technology area, which I know is another area that's very much at the top of your agenda. You know that Ireland is one of the leading technology bases in the world for the United States companies, overseas companies, but also, very importantly, in terms of employment creation for our own people and our own young people. And we have almost full employment in Ireland, but we still have work to do. And one of the things that we want to do is to try to strengthen our international partnerships, of course, and collaboration. And we have one, I suppose, treasure that we didn't have many years ago. We now have a very large and successful Nigerian population in Ireland. So we have a very ambitious Nigerian diaspora who are very highly qualified and are making a very important contribution to our country in business, in sport, in the arts, and in the broader cultural space, and also in politics. We have a number of young Nigerians who have been successful in politics in Ireland, and we are very fortunate that Ireland is home to them, and we are fortunate that they have one foot in Ireland and one foot in Nigeria, and we think this is a very special opportunity to strengthen our partnerships, our understanding, business, cultural, education, and people-to-people links between our little island, which is quite small, of course, much smaller than Nigeria, but that has this very special link for a very long time with Nigeria.
Well, thank you very much. Let me, on behalf of the Federal Capital Territory, welcome you to FCT Secretariat with all pleasure. Nigeria has a strong tie with the Republic of Ireland, and therefore we will want to leverage on that to see how we can collaborate for the interests of the FCT. One of the major things for Mr. President in terms of his renewed hope agenda is try to create job opportunities for the teeming population of the youth. And he said, ICT is very key. We think that we'll be interested in partnering with companies from Ireland where we can build like an ICT hub for the interests of the youths, so as to reduce the level of unemployment.
Yes.
Again, education is key for us, particularly it has to do with vocational education, skilled education, where our youth will be able to have some skills in particular areas. And then agriculture is very important. One thing I have always said is that I have not actually, each time we have commissions, unions that come to us, and after that discussion it ends there. Nothing actually is being concretized or materialized. FCT has very good arable land for agriculture. We will be very happy if we can partner with some of your companies, if you can introduce them to us. Then we have an agreement on how to go about it. The land will be our own collateral, big land, and then they bring their own technology. We'll be very happy about that, at least to show that we have a good relationship.
Yes.
Not a good relationship when you visit or when I visit. That for me is not enough to show good relationship. It should be something that the relationship will produce the same benefit.
Yes, yes.
You know. And so I would not like to fly to Dublin if I'm not going to get anything concrete to say that, look, this is what we are going to achieve. And when we come, we are going to see this company, we are going to sign not only memorandum of understanding, but in reality that yes, they're going to, I mean, Abuja is safe. It's one of the safest places you can talk about in Nigeria today. In terms of vocational education, you can introduce us to one of the schools that can practically agree to come here and set up some vocational centers. And that way it becomes worthwhile. Fly with my team to come to Dublin and see some of the vocational centers and some of these farms that we can replicate here in Abuja.
Yes.
I will not want a situation where they do a jamboree. I went to Dublin, I stayed for 1 week, and then at the end of the day, what is the outcome? What did you bring back? No. If I want to go to Dublin on holiday, let it be I want on holiday. But not to say that I'm going to bring some investors or people to partner with us for economic growth. And then I cannot tell members of the public that, yes, indeed, we traveled and this is what we have achieved. So we'll be ready if that's allowed. I have my SSA on the multilateral collaboration. I have the mandate secretary in economic planning, and I have a general counsel here, and of course the permanent secretary. So as quickly as possible, let us see what we have achieved within this period. We'll be very happy if you can organize these meetings with us and one of the premier committees, particularly in the type of agriculture you are known best for, to introduce the technology to our people. We'll be very glad. And then the vocational education.
Your Excellency, they're very wise words, but they're based on experience. So our mission is very much the same. We have a very similar outlook. We're not going to waste your time. We're not going to go and try and offer you things that we're not world class at. Ireland is world class in a number of areas, and one of them is agriculture, as you know, agri-food. One of them is education, one of them is technology. The other one I would add in, which I think is very important for this city as a capital, and for us, it's a very important part of our identity, is around the cultural footprint of the city. One of the reasons why Dublin and Ireland has become so attractive to so many overseas investors is because of the cultural hub in the city. And our largest chamber of commerce in the city, they call it Dublin Smart City. And they have a collaboration between all the different partners in the city the FCT equivalent, if you like, in Dublin City Council, the business, the cultural leaders, the arts providers, the education providers, and they come together in a consortium to address the same challenges that you're addressing. And we'd be very, very happy to connect you and your policymakers directly to them. That's my job. We will facilitate that, and we will get out of the way and let the experts come together to do it. And I have to be honest, they're very practical. In Ireland, we tend to be very practical. We're small. We know that we can't do everything, but the things we do, we try to do it the very best we can. Secondly, on the suggestion of vocational education, specifically in the first week of December, we're bringing to Abuja, we're bringing the head of the largest vocational education provider on the island of Ireland, the largest in the whole country, is coming to Abuja. So he will be here on Monday the 10th. Is that right,
Yes,
Stella?
so. Yes.
He'll be here on Monday the 10th and he has no agenda here.
10th of December.
The 10th of December, and he has no agenda.
Okay.
So he's at your disposal. So if you say to him, Peter, we need him for 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, 1 hour, 30 minutes, we will send his biography to you immediately after this. So that's immediate. That's an immediate follow-up. The thirdly, specifically in the area of agriculture, we had a visit earlier in September by our Minister of Agriculture to Nigeria, a flying visit. It ended up, I think, 36-hour visit. But luckily, I was in Dublin last week and I met the Minister. And he said to me exactly the way you're thinking. He said, what's the follow-up now on my visit to Nigeria? So I think the follow-up is that he brought in, one of the experts who came with him runs an organisation called Sustainable Food Systems Ireland. And they use, exactly as you said, what lessons has Ireland learned that we can share with other people. So again, we will connect his expert team directly to your policymakers. And then we will get out of the way and we will just watch it happen. Because I think there's too many opportunities not to try to realise them together. And the related area, I would say, to that ecosystem, which is also very interesting for us, which I think we should also include in the conversation somewhere, is around the startup world.
Okay.
Because a lot of the startups in Dublin are spin-outs of the big Googles, Meta, all of the big technology players who are in Ireland. And we work really closely with them as indigenous startups to create jobs for young people.
Yeah.
And as you know, a lot of these people are geography neutral. They just want talented young people. And they want an environment where they can flourish that is a cultural hub, a multicultural hub. And we can see that in Abuja. We can see the potential for it. Everywhere we go, we hear about the potential. But maybe there's one or two little steps that we could take together to demonstrate practical things. I know that the Nigerian community in Ireland are organising a business event next April where there will be a significant group of Irish companies represented at that also, which would be a useful platform for you or for one of your team to come to talk about the FCT. So that's something to bear in mind. We can send you the information on that. And the last thing I would say, in one of the nice things about Dublin, it's kind of like Abuja too. You don't need to spend a week or two to meet everybody. We'll make a very special effort. We know people are busy. We'll make a very special effort for a 2 or 3 day or 2.5 day program. And we will get the key people together for you, rather than for you to have to go to visit a whole lot of different operations. And I think, I agree with you, the more work we can put in ahead of our proposed visits or exchange, the more work we can do, I think the more benefit, because we all need to show results. And we're ambitious for our city and our capital. We also have partnership programs with cities like Beijing and most of the major capitals, and we could also share some of the experience from that as well. And we would love to have Abuja as part of our partnerships for that?
Well, that will be a pleasure. Like I said, I don't intend to take everything together, but key, the vocational and the agric.
Yes.
That if we have seen a significant improvement, then we can also can we spread,
Yes.
expand.
Yes.
But this vocational and agriculture are two big key
Yes.
things that we think would have to improve the economy and to link with job creation, which is one of the priorities of Mr. President.
Yes. Yeah. Well, we're very fortunate that we have the youngest population in Europe, in Ireland. So our 40% of our population is aged under 25. Not as young as Nigeria or Abuja, but for Europe, for the European Union, which remember is the largest market, the largest and most prosperous market in the world is in the European Union. So this is why Ireland is chosen by so many people to be the gateway into Europe. So people who want to come in to do business right across the 27 member states, they choose Ireland because of the English language, because of the age profile, because of the education level, because of the talent, and I think maybe because of the whole cultural ecosystem. That we're kind of egalitarian people, from our history, our colonial history, similar to Nigeria, but we're quite ambitious for the well-being of our people, but also to play a role in the world. We want to have a role in the world, a positive role. We want to have a positive impact. And the areas where you're focusing on are actually areas that are very dear to our heart, not just working in Ireland, but also working through our programs across the world.
Very fine.
Thank
We'll
you.
wait to see.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We have a custom.
Yes.
Anywhere you go, you'll be able to remember this.
Wow. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, green.
Okay.
A lot, of course, because our flag is green. So I will take this. And share this
This is your property.
at the embassy, and this is very precious to us. Thank you very much. I appreciate it very much. Thank you very much. Lovely to meet you. May I give you a small token of... Are your three children citizens of Nigeria now? Is that in Nigeria?
No. UK.
UK?
One is
No relation to me, but yes, an Irish. Okay. So we could introduce you to, we could target small ones. Where you can make more.
yeah.
Gracias.